Good day to you. Honestly, I'm so sick right now that I have no idea how I even feel. Well, I just took off this bracelet. We opened it here, and this place is called the Hall of Honors. Each of these has a reason and counts as an honor. Really, thank you all so much. Honestly, without anyone's help, like if each of us had put in even 10% less effort, we wouldn't have made it to this point. It's pretty cool. It's been 4 or 5 years of nonstop effort, day and night. It's a cool prize, a cool number to have in your mind. Otherwise, as Jim Carrey said, what did he say again? He said, I've been nominated 3 times now, and I don't know, getting this award, does that mean I'm finally complete? That Jim Carrey moment came to mind on Friday. My energy level is a bit low, so I apologize if my voice sounds hoarse. And maybe my mind isn't as sharp as it usually is right now either. The awards have started, and the drawing was held yesterday, about an hour after yesterday's analysis. Since it was the first day, I did the drawing 2 hours after my analysis just to wrap things up. I posted the video of the drawing. If your ID comes up, please go to Inner Circle, to the liminal bot, in the Inner Circle section, and submit a ticket. Say, hey, I'm the YouTube winner. They'll tell you what to do next. And now, for 9 more days, including today, we have a daily $100 prize. You have to catch my analysis in the first hour. I'll say 3 words, a sentence, and the video in 3 parts. You need to comment that for me, like the video, and be subscribed so you're counted in the drawing. If you comment after an hour, you're not in the drawing anymore. I set this up for people who are really following along, so they have a real chance to win. Otherwise, by the next day, there could be 10,000 comments, and your chances won't really increase that much. This way, it's more fair and your chances are better. Now, about the market, let me ask a question. I checked to make sure the change was confirmed, but I didn't want to say anything wrong. Since the US government is shut down, even if you go to the Parks factory, you might see US data missing because the government is closed, so things might have changed or shifted. Not just one thing, but overall. On October 29th, we have the interest rate meeting, and we'll probably go live together for that. So, keep in mind that in 11 days, we'll be live for that session. Until then, there's not really any major news coming out in terms of economic data that could help our chart. Keep that in mind. What data could come out that might help our chart in this environment? The only good news that could come out for us is if the US and China make up. There's really nothing else in the world that could happen that would be good for us. Even if they say, I don't know, the war between Russia and Ukraine and Poland is over, it doesn't have much impact. If they say the war between Afghanistan and Pakistan is over, it doesn't really matter. If they say there's complete peace in the Middle East, that doesn't have much effect either. War has become normal for the world, unfortunately. Just like it's become normal for you and me, it's become normal for people and investors too. The only thing that could make the market risk on is a handshake, a friendship between the US and China, which hasn't happened yet. I think they still have time until November to make those decisions. So, what's going on in the market now? Our first word is B, B in English, just B, okay? In our market, until. We have until this November to do something. Until this November, If I see any trend changes in the lower time frames, I'll try to explain them to you. It really depends on the market sentiment. It's not so much about technicals. From a technical perspective, on the 4-hour chart, for example, I should hold until 111 for now. In this chart I have. The earliest target I have is 111, or now 112 for a long position. The earliest position I have is just now, for example, at 115. That's when I'll start tracking at 115. But, for example, today is Saturday, tomorrow is Sunday. If we stay in this box, and on Monday if we break 672, I'll open a long position. So, when I open a long position, for now, it's only until you see, look, the market turned red here. But for now, the internal conditions of the market haven't changed enough for us to say, no, that's it. We can't have a chance at an alt season anymore. I already explained this to you. I said we've already had the bull run, that crisis everyone talks about. We've already had it. What people are waiting for is the alt season. So, we've had the bull run. Right now, we've been in the green for almost 1,000 days, moving upward. Bitcoin is also close. If I take it from the absolute bottom to the absolute top, for example, it's had about a 700% price increase. In the previous cycle, from year to year, it was 1,600%. But if we don't count that COVID candle and just take the normal case, like from 7,000, it could have been close to 800% up. Maybe this time it'll be less. Maybe it's gotten heavier in price. But if we count it from 3,000, not that it's exactly right, but even from there, it's 1,700%. So, the bull run has kind of happened. Now, if it wants to move another 200% from that bottom, from here that's like 30 to 40% more. For now, what we're after, what we're tracking, is the alt season. In that environment, the market needs to go risk on, and if it doesn't, nothing will happen. People need to say, okay, we want to put money into risky assets. When we get those confirmations, this drop isn't a trap at all. Look, there's a rapper who had a really good line. He said, what did he say? His line was really cool. I want to explain the meaning now, but I can't remember the exact words. He said, don't predict, wait for it to happen. I think that line was from Barun. Poor guy was rapping alongside Tarhidan. Don't predict, let it happen. What does that mean? So, does Bitcoin dominance have to drop? Whatever level you assume, say, from 62%, or even if Elon Musk says Bitcoin dominance will go up to 65%, it doesn't matter. At any level here, we got confirmation of the continued drop in dominance, and at the same time, our UCT also gave us a minor confirmation of the drop. We're in alt season. At that point, you need to have the ability, after all these drops, to close your short positions, take a risk, and open a long position. You have to be able to do that. If you can't, then they've achieved their goal. This is the trick they use. They want to scare you out of the market with a few red candles so you miss out on the next move. I'm not saying to just randomly jump in and grab something right now. What I'm saying is, once you get confirmation of a trend reversal in Bitcoin dominance, and you get confirmation of a trend reversal in your other signals, take a risk and open your position earlier, right at the trend change. Don't make it hard on yourself. We just want to take a small loss. Taking one small loss is easier than missing out on some sharp moves. And if we're wrong, we'll just get stopped out, and then we can open our short position again. It won't make any real difference in our lives. It won't make any real difference in our lives, okay? This is really important, that you're able to change your perspective quickly. Today is not your last day. You have time. Go watch part 2 of the trading strategy video. On Tuesday, I'll upload part 3, okay? And when I upload part 3, a main section of the strategy will be finished. I might give it a week in between so you can go watch some of the related videos you need, practice a bit, and then continue with the rest. Basically, what is the model of the strategy and the direction of the trend? That will be wrapped up by Tuesday. After that, we'll move on to Mr. Trend Strength, how to identify trend strength. The way I'm explaining it in that video, even if you don't want to use my strategy, which you probably shouldn't, because that's my oasis, my own green haven, and it might not be that useful for you. You'll still learn how to write proper strategies for yourself, what tools you need, and how to use them. I've pinned the videos in the comments. Go check them out. Also, the word for Dubai, since we live in Dubai, is Dubai in English. All right. So, let's keep in mind that we need to be able to make quick decisions here. What did you do with that position you opened down there? So, it's like the morning just started. I checked and saw the candle look like this. I woke up and saw that the candle closed like this here, right? And I was waiting for the daily candle to close. On the 4-hour chart, if we go below, let's say, at 5, 3, 6, or 7 o'clock, if it closes, I'll close it manually. I'm giving it a chance to range in this area, but if it closes below here, I'll close it. After that, I need to do my trades financial management, close out my financials, take out the profit I want, and add the volume I want to my futures position. We've got a long way to go. Maybe we'll do it together, or maybe I'll make a video about it. I'll suggest that. I'll make something else for you so you can understand what kind of information is coming for those long positions. If it closes the gap below here, we'll close the position. We opened a short here, and we opened another short here. And I'm not talking about these levels because I didn't open a position myself. Honestly, if you opened a position here, I personally didn't have one. The first wave is gone, now we're in the second wave. So, if you opened a position here, what do we do? My advice to you is this: if you have two positions open, secure profits on the one that gave you a higher risk-reward entry. For example, let's say you entered with a really good risk-reward ratio yesterday. Okay, secure profits on the one with the higher risk-reward, and move your stop to break even on the one with the lower risk-reward. Do this. I don't close the whole position. This is my safety valve. So if, for any reason, I was careless, sick, or something happened and the market decided to keep dropping, at least I'd still have an open position. So, you can try to secure profits on one of them, or you can even fully close one position, but for the other, at most just move your stop to break even. But make sure you pocket some profit. This is an important level here. This liquidity zone is crucial. Let me show you on the daily chart for Bitcoin. This is the level we identified together, from 107 to 150. This liquidity zone is really important, and there's a good chance we'll see a reaction here. If we lose this 100 level, then 93 comes into play. Honestly, if this 100 level is lost and we drop to 93, the market might not have enough strength to come back up to 122, consolidate, and then move to 131. This is a very important and crucial zone, so please make sure you lock in some significant profit here. Do not get overly greedy. Our Bitcoin dominance. I can't say it's not profitable. This is a correction, a psychological drop, but it's still profitable news. The volume isn't strong either. If you look closely, Every time we get green candles, volume increases. That's a sign of strength. It means more buyers. We're assuming this chart has direct demand for the asset, so this shows buyers are stronger. Why? Because with just one candle going up, the sellers have to try with all these candles. Two candles go up, and they try with four candles. They go up with four candles, and the sellers try with seven. But this also shows that the sellers are giving it everything they've got. They're really pushing. So every time there's profit, it's like someone is hammering it down. Right now, people aren't just focused on Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. As long as we haven't dropped below 58.94, we can't say the dominance is set, and that's become unstable too. We can't say these are the days you should just go candle by candle. Right now, as long as this is happening, the last 100 candles have been mostly red, and you're trying to turn it green. For example, BNB has had more green candles, but the trend direction isn't bullish, and as long as it's down here, that data isn't very useful for us. On the other hand, when it drops, the dominance is actually turning green. So, for example, if you want to open a short position 2 times or take some profit, this can help you either to take profit on your Bitcoin or to open a position on your altcoins, because when it drops, alts might get hit even harder. The total is the same support zone I mentioned before. This area is really important. The total low is also important. But these aren't useful for triggers for me. For example, I wouldn't go into a setup and say, if it goes below a certain level, open a short. That's not clear now. I'll show you what I mean with charts in a moment. Let me tell you something about taking profits. We're in a situation right now. Some of you have messaged me about certain coins, saying you don't have any profits, or for some of you, you bought something a year ago and you're in profit now. Well, at the level where I'm closing my long positions, it might not be a bad idea for you either. Do you know what the best way to take partial profits is? I've already posted videos about this. I hope you've seen them. When your positions reach 100% profit, I'm talking about those of you who bought 6 months to a year ago and are now in profit. When you hit 100% profit, you take out your initial investment. That way, you don't have to worry about those coins anymore. You can just let them ride, and whenever you feel like it, you can exit. But if you haven't done this, managing your positions becomes a very personal and active process. I would have to explain it to you one by one, but just understand the idea and make your own decision. There's a level down below where I say, if the price goes there, I want to secure my profits. I have a few reasons for this. It might take a long time to recover, or maybe the trend will change completely at that point. These things can happen, so I prefer to exit. Now, if I exit and the price goes back up, what do? I set a level for myself, and if the price comes back up, it means my decision was wrong, so I reopen my position with a new stop. You should do the same for your profitable positions. Set a level, and if the price drops below it, you sell. If it goes back above that level, it means your decision was wrong. It was a fake out, and you can re-enter for another upward move, but this time with a bigger stop and fewer coins. For example, if you had one Bitcoin before, now when you re-enter, you might only have 0.9 Bitcoin, but your capital and tether is safe, and you didn't take on the risk of a downtrend. For those of you who have coins from way back and they're down 70 to 80%, just forget about them. There's nothing you can do for those anymore, okay? As long as you haven't developed a strategy, haven't done back testing, haven't filled out your Excel sheets, haven't written in your emotions journal, and don't sit down every day to self-reflect and write out your scenarios until you do these things, or until you have a reliable routine built from them that actually makes you profitable. I can't tell you to go and sell your altcoins that are down 70% and bring the money back in to trade actively. Because if 70% of your capital is gone, you can't just move things around and expect to recover. For now, just forget about those coins. Leave them alone. Maybe you'll get lucky. Maybe there will be an alt season and those coins will come back to their previous levels. Some of you also bought around here. For example, right here on the weekly chart. Some of you, I don't know why you don't set a stop loss when you buy. I'm talking about a small number here, but guys, 95% of us are futures traders. From the data I see in the exchange with the affiliate dashboard, I can tell. Overall, our trading volume, forget about the daily, even monthly, maybe only 2% goes to spot trading. I'm being serious. It might really be just 2% at night for spot, and even that 2% might not go to spot. But let's say you bought Ethereum at $476 in spot. You have a stop loss zone there, right? Or sometimes it becomes 10, but you don't have it at your daily or weekly lows. Those are your stop loss points. That's where you should exit. Now, if you make a mistake and exit here, and the price goes up from here, just like I told you, you set a specific level for yourself. You enter here with a proper stop loss, with proper risk management, and you start your new path. Okay, so you set a stop loss. On which time frame was it? Look, this is such a cool spot, and there was resistance here on the 4-hour chart. There's this level and that level, and now it's reached here itself. It's a really interesting resistance. It also overlaps with that important support. This overlap and these events are really interesting for Bitcoin itself. My trend, what profit, what profit, the level broke here, so it gave a full confirmation for this area. Okay. So, what should we do here? What confirmations does it give us? A break of 5.20 confirms the continuation of the downtrend for us. But what about a rejection from here? For now, we don't have confirmation of a bullish move. If we get a rejection, what do? We go to create a box. We go to create a box. And what if it comes down? Overall, the market is in a situation where it needs a consolidation zone. Guys, after all this drop, it needs a break. It needs an accumulation area. If there was a move upward, it was just a single, for example, a bit here, we could open a position, it would have saved us, okay, but the market really needs an accumulation area. Okay? Bitcoin's monthly chart. This is the monthly now. No, Julian, this monthly candle isn't anything special. It's just one candle. Yes, it doesn't really have any impact in the market, okay? But a single candle can sometimes lead to a few more candles in different patterns. Now, we have 13 days left. Come on, don't rush it. Stay focused on your work. We have 13 days left to see how this candle closes. Don't get ahead of yourself. Don't get ahead of yourself. Girl, sit down, please. On the weekly chart, logically, these weekly candles make sense. It's logical. There's been all selling pressure and just one red candle. This wave isn't weaker than the previous. The current downward wave on the 4-hour or daily is weaker than the previous downward wave. And basically, if you want to talk about it according to these Elliott wave analysts, well, this isn't a 1-2-3 pattern. This is an AB equals CD pattern, guys. If you Elliott Wave fans know what I mean, maybe explain a bit about what I'm talking about. And if it's not AB equals CD, then consider this as AB wave and call it wave X. Then see this as AB equals CD. Why don't you teach us Elliott Wave yourself? I don't know it well enough to teach Elliott Wave. I just know enough to analyze things for myself and understand other people's analyses. It's got its own world. This wave is weaker than that wave. There's also a strong trend weakness, and it's happening at an important support level. So, what's the use of all this? It's the same profit taking I mentioned at the beginning of the video. I said we need to take that profit. I also said if there's a trend change here and we spot it early, we need to switch things up and maybe open a long position because this whole level could turn out to be fake. And if we get an entry trigger here, it could be a really interesting entry trigger for us in the future. I've already told you which to profit on, so you know which to go for. We're between 104.457 and 107.421. Breaking above this level doesn't give a long position. You need confirmation above this level, meaning it comes up, holds strong, and forms a higher low. The move gives you the position. A bounce or just rising from here doesn't give a position. It's not enough. It needs to set up a proper phase, like a consolidation zone. After that, if it comes back around 176 or 18, it could settle in the middle. Don't rush. You need confirmation, even if it's a 1-minute time frame. If there's a sharp move upward and we go above 12,000, you have to change your outlook very quickly. You should open a position with a wide stop and use the tools you have at that moment so you're able to manage the trade. In the end, we want to bring in more capital, but if we don't, this trigger and entry will really help in the future, a lot, especially for short positions. If you hadn't opened any positions, opening one below this level, 163 or 175, with a small stop, just to have a position in this box, isn't a bad idea. Opening a position for a pullback isn't bad either, as it comes down. If it gives you a candle setup at this level, that's good. And now, for the second wave and beyond, after the first wave, for the second wave and onward, anywhere you see a candle setup, the position is good, just go for it. In these 4 candle setups that were given, go and backtest them or try a sample account with 0.2%. Exactly, a 20 times leverage, for example, 4 of those would be the same as a 16 times leverage in terms of profit. Open one, you don't get left out. If you took a candle setup, you would have hit your stop. With a candle setup, you risk 2 or 3% and hit your stop. Okay? This isn't a rule set in stone. We went below 4,457. Should we open a short position? Yeah, but I think altcoins are better for shorting. This one is going green, then red, just flipping back and forth. So, for example, if you catch BNB during a drop, like around 1,035, or when this wave is moving downward, it's better. Something good is happening with the altcoins. They've pretty much held their previous bottom. So, 4 levels. Let me show you so you can see this better. For example, Link is 1 level lower, right? But if you break this support, it should drop. This trend is really weak. This is the support. This is the support. These candles are holding it. But you have to break it, otherwise it won't drop. If it doesn't drop and you get stuck here, it's a really weak trend, a very weak trend. It's been spotted earlier for a reversal. Okay? All right. Thanks for sticking with the video. Our last word is liminal. Write it incorrectly. I won't tell you how to spell it, then we'll see who knows how. If you write it wrong, I won't enter you in the giveaway, okay? It's important to me. It's our brand name, Liminal. To sum up, if you have a short position, take your profits. Really, you need to have the ability to quickly change your perspective and open a new position, even if it's a long. Yes, even if it's a long position. Develop this skill in yourself, or you can even practice it with low risk, just as an exercise, so you can get more comfortable with this kind of situation. The market is a place where, most likely, we create a box for this, so after opening too many positions, avoid it. Listen to those with better analysis before opening a position. This analysis was really long and very conceptual. Today's analysis, well, honestly, this summary is hard for me. There was a lot of teaching in it, a bit much just to get a sense of the market. It wasn't just about playing triggers. In fact, I probably gave the fewest triggers in today's analysis compared to all my other analyses. But I touched on some important concepts. So, summarizing it isn't easy for me. It's not possible. The summary is that the main path to profit is just this. Don't forget that we need to be able to change our perspective quickly and open a new position if necessary. If, on the 4-hour chart, we go below that level on Bitcoin and close there, if we close 4-hour positions below 104,457, I'll close positions lower on Bitcoin. Don't forget to set aside some time to watch the second part. Otherwise, tomorrow, the wash test videos, especially the first 10, will come out and you won't have time.